My name is Nozilana, and I'd like to say thank you so much for tuning in once again to my YouTube page. If it's your first time, please like and subscribe and do share with your friends, because I do think it's some good content. If you don't really understand what I'm trying to say because it's your first time tuning into my YouTube videos, I would suggest that you go back one video behind, so to last week's video, and check out what that was all about, and it'll give you like a good gist and understanding of what I'm really trying to communicate using this YouTube platform. But otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in, and if you guys have been watching my YouTube videos, then you know that I was running a giveaway last week, a Take a Lot voucher to one lucky viewer, and all you guys had to do was leave me a comment underneath last week's video, and wow, I'm overwhelmed with the responses. I got such amazing and such a big amount of responses from a lot of people, and I'm so amazed at how heartfelt all the responses were. Like, everyone was just opening up to me about their experiences with regards to the topic that was being spoken of, and certainly it wasn't easy for me to pick. Drum roll. Warabile Motopedi. Well done to you, Warabile. Warabile's comment basically goes like this. I really had to stop myself from crying when I was reading this the first time, but yeah, I'm gonna try and read it and do it some justice. Okay, so Warabile says, I am hardly open. Typing this is actually freaking me out already. My heart is racing. I think I'm close to crying, or someone must be chopping onions, because I resist crying so much with a no, you can't cry. You have to get through this one, Miguel. When I was 3 years old, I lost my mother to cervical cancer. I grew up with my foster parents, whom I am forever grateful for. I have never really discussed about how I really feel about finding out that I lost my mother at a very tender age. And I sometimes have a deep dialogue with God, asking him, why didn't I get a chance to know her, or even her not having a chance to know me, you know? I didn't realize how much anger, bitterness, sadness, and unhappiness I had in me as Nozi. It was difficult growing up with so much emotions in me, because, like I said, opening up is not one thing that I'm used to. I was raised by my aunt and my uncle, whom I called mom and dad. With all those emotions I carried with me without talking, came back again in 2014, where I lost my dad, who was my uncle. I was brokenhearted. I was a mess. That man was my best friend, my biggest fan. All our jokes were always beyond. Until today, I still remember those inside jokes. So now I was in a space of literally drawing myself to God, and literally, you first took my mom, Gadidi Mala, and now you take my dad. I am weak. I struggled through grade 8 and 9 with my anger. I was short-tempered. I lost a few friends because of it. And I had never at that point had any open discussion with anyone. The anger just built up. In grade 11, I lost my prodigal's cousin round about this time in 2017. He fell and went into a coma for weeks. It affected my studies. So now I'm back. I am spiritually tired. I am not okay, God. Everything is too much and I can't take it. It's difficult, God. Who was a nurse, took me in and had an open discussion with me and my other siblings. The session started at around 2 p.m. until midnight. I have never been that open and let every single out, y'all. It felt so good. After that session, I didn't cry myself to bed. I didn't need my sleeping tablets anymore. And by now, you already know, I went to God again. And this time, this time I told God, God, I am your child, and I understand that your plans are never to harm me, and that everything idiragala kanako ya yona, that whatever happens, it's okay. He's got me covered under his wing. Okay, maybe I shed a tear or two, but let me wrap this up before I write a book here. Open discussion are underestimated in and amongst our communities, families, friends, and in general. Open discussion must be a necessity, a very essential tool because it's a breakthrough. After my first ever open discussion with my aunt, the anger, the bitterness, the unhappiness that I had bottled in faded all away. I grew lighter. I smiled more often. I started working hard in my studies. I had grown this beautiful fulfillment in my heart. My heart was and is still full. Open discussion helped my mental and spiritual sanity. Thank you so much for starting this. You are amazing, and please don't stop. Literally reading this for the very first time, I had to stop the tears from coming out from my eyes because I was like so overwhelmed by how open Warabile was, and I could really relate to the experiences that she went through in her journey. And so I'll make sure I'll keep in contact with you, Warabile, so that I can email you that Take a Lot voucher. Okay, but yeah, it's not much, but I do hope that in this tough time, it'll lighten up your day and you can purchase something really nice for yourself on Take a Lot. We have all been going through a tough time, the world at large included, and I'm basically falling apart. So I'm just falling apart. I'm trying so hard to keep it together, but it is what it is. We've all been really going through a tough time with the whole coronavirus epidemic. It's affecting us in all sorts of different ways, mentally, emotionally, physically. And there's a lot of introspection that I feel needs to happen throughout this time. I'm just basically sharing, my point of view of the idea of positivity throughout a time like this, and how to really just try and keep your energy lifted, right? Take into consideration. If you take them into consideration, it might just, give you a different perspective of how to approach this entire situation. The P in positivity stands for patience for me. I really think it's very important to be patient with yourself, patient with the situation. We really have no control over what is happening in the world right now, but you have control over your surroundings, over how you allow the situation to affect you. I think with the time that we have, it's very important to take time out to, if you're a spiritual person, pray, allow the heaviness that you have no control over to be given to the higher power that you believe in. Take things literally one step at a time. There's no point in overwhelming yourself. Practice patience in your circumstances. Practice patience with yourself, and it will allow you to start seeing things differently. Organize everything that's around you. It starts to allow you to think about, okay, how else can I organize myself? What else is important and needs to be organized in my life? And you start to think ahead to say, okay, cool. When I get out of here, what am I offering to the world? Once you've gotten into a space where you're able to introspect, and you are allowing yourself to be patient with yourself, it's easy to get to a point where you're able to start organizing yourself and your situation, and really preparing yourself for the day that you get out of, that we all get out of the situation of quarantine. And it's a step-by-step process, right? It's a journey. Stand steady. Stand steady and ready for opportunities that will come your way after quarantine or even during quarantine. You don't know what it is that will come your way. So I think it's very important to think about it like that. Stand steady and ready, so that once you are out of this tough time, you're mentally ready, you're mentally steady. Nothing can shake you, you know what I mean? And I think that's very important, especially for someone who's a freelancer. It's very important to be mentally steady, so that nothing really shakes you. Intention. You need to be intentional about everything that you do. And it comes back to really organization. Like once you've mastered the idea of organization, you're able to understand the importance of intention. I think it brings so much clarity to your environment. So if we're able to be intentional about what we are doing, it really just does bring a lot of clarity to your situation, and I think that's very important. Thrive. So when you're intentional, you're able to place standards that allow you to thrive. It must be a standard that may have challenged you and is enough of a challenge for you to handle, for you to allow yourself at the end of that challenge to say, I've thrived. You know, I am thriving in my environment, in my little situation, in my relationship, in my, you know, work environments. This would have been an even bigger challenge for me that I never would have wanted to face, and therefore I'm thriving. It needs to be practical. It needs to make sense within the things that you feel like are a challenge for you. Ideal. Be realistic. Ideally, you know, what makes sense for you within the circumstances that you are in. What are your ideals that you want to commit to, right? That you want to be able to embody to get you through the journey that you're going through. And how do you embody your ideal in every decision that you make? Because these things are important. It comes back to how you were raised, you know, your values. Think about these things. By the time you're in a position to make a decision, all of these things come into play. And really, I think it informs the way you make decisions. So you need to understand valid. I don't think you need anyone else outside of you to validate your worth. You are valid as it is, as you are. You are valid. You are enough. Do not wait for a Janasika next door or you are valid. No, I'm telling you now, and I need you to understand it, okay? And it also informs your confidence. It informs how you make decisions. It informs a lot of things in your life. So you are good enough to live out your dreams. Improve, okay? And we have an opportunity to learn something every single day. We are constantly learning. And so I think it's important to understand that you are able, allow yourself to be open to learning so that you're able to improve every single different aspect of your life. You may think you're living your best damn life right now, but you don't know how, you know, better it can get if you open yourself up to learning, right? Work on improving yourself every single day. Truthful. To be truthful with yourself. It's very important to be truthful with yourself. And I really keep coming back to the word introspect because I really do think that it's a very important notion in our lives. You need to be able to sit down, you know, what you could have done better in a situation, and be open and honest with yourself, because that's the only way you're going to improve in areas of your life, if you're honest and truthful with yourself. So I think it's very important to be able to sit down with yourself and really be honest about the decisions you've made, the decisions you're trying to make, where you're trying to go, how you plan to get there, and the why. The why in positivity for me stands for yes. Look, even though I know when 2020 started, we were all like, yes, it's the year of yes. I don't want you to lose that energy of yes. You know, God would never put us in a situation in God would never have a situation in this year is tough. I'm going to come out of this time of quarantine as a better person who understands the importance of this year still being somehow the year of yes for me. It's very important to understand that you know, you're not going to let this year throw you off, regardless of the situations that have happened, and allow yourself to see opportunities, to create opportunities once you get out of here, even while you're still in quarantine. Allow yourself to say yes to learning a new skill. Allow yourself to say yes to improving yourself. Allow yourself to the ideas of taking in knowledge, reading, doing something different that will improve you and that will really create an energy of yes, I can do it, I am valid, I can improve. You know what I mean? I think the idea of saying yes in your life and being open and being positive is important, even in a time like this. So that's my 2 cents opinion with regards to positivity from a freelancer's perspective. And yeah, I think now really the ball is in your hands, but don't pressurize yourself too much. We are all human beings. We need to all pace ourselves. You need to do it one day at a time. Be patient with yourself. Don't put pressure on yourself. But I'm just going to leave it here. Please like, subscribe, share your thoughts with me, and in the comments section. Please do. And if you haven't followed me on Instagram, my name is Nozi_Langa on Instagram, and Twitter is Nozi Langa, or Nozi_Langa. Facebook is Nozi Langa. And yeah, please do interact with me. I really enjoy interacting with you guys. I really appreciate you guys' support. It means the world to me. But yeah, I do hope you stay strong and positive throughout this time of quarantine. I love you guys so much. Mwah. And yeah, okay, see you next week. Bye.